Today, I want to talk about health and what health is. So when I started this journey, I needed to think about, well, what was I going to try and achieve? For that, I needed a goal. So I tried to put a definition around what helped me. Because it can mean lots of things to lots of people. For some people, it's getting strong. For other people, it may be endurance. For me, I suppose it was really about how do I get a balance into my life where previously I had no balance. So thinking through it, I came up with a definition. I'm going to share that with you today. And I suppose for any of you who are wanting to do something or improve yourself out there, it's important that you have some sort of definition that you work to. Otherwise, you don't know what you're doing it for, and you can't measure how you're progressing. Weight alone is too simple a figure, and it actually doesn't define what you're trying to achieve. For example, I've started doing weights now, and that has made me put on weight. So losing weight isn't a sensible goal for me now because the very thing that I'm doing contradicts that. So I suppose for those of you out there who are looking to do this, my advice to you is find a definition that works for you and use it. But with that said, I'm going to share my definition for you today, and hopefully that gives you some way to think about what is right for you and what you aim for when trying to do this journey. Good luck. So, as I said, this is the definition of health that I've come up with for the journey that I've been on. There are 4 parts to it. Each part has a few components to it, but for me, this created a sensible definition of what getting healthy actually meant. Now, no surprise, if I look at it, at the top of the list, physical activity or physical health is right up there. That actually covers a few components, and that is it covers your strength, it covers your endurance, it covers your balance, and it covers your flexibility. So, why are those 4 things important? Well, your strength, it's important to be strong enough to do what you need to do. So for a lot of us that may be sports specific, it may be to do with your day-to-day life. For others who have ambitions in strength, be it to be powerlifting, weightlifting, body in the building, whatever it may be, strength may have a higher proportion as far as the importance for the overall health. But nonetheless, strength is an important part of it. The second part I actually think is more important, and that is endurance, or your cardio health, or your aerobic health. There are so many benefits that you get from doing cardiovascular work. Healthy heart, healthy respiratory system, and overall well-being, and the ability to sustain, I suppose, your energy levels throughout the day. You've got that endurance to do it. So for me, endurance is a very important part of your physical health. The next one is your balance. So your balance is actually really important as well. It is defined in my mind as your ability to control your body and to manage the way it moves when you need it to move in certain ways. So, for example, for lifting weights, your balance is the control of all of your stabilizer muscles to control the weight that you're doing. For example, when you're doing a bench and you're holding 100 plus kilos in front of you, you've got to manage that weight so that it doesn't hurt you. Just like when you're doing squats and squatting, 150, 160 kilograms or whatever your weight is, you've got to be careful to control your balance and that weight so that you don't hurt yourself. For other activities, balance may be completely different. For example, if you're a dancer or you're into calisthenics, well then your balance takes different forms. So balance is very important for your overall physical health. And then the last one is flexibility. Flexibility's got to be appropriate for what you're doing. So you don't want to be super flexible if you're lifting heavy weights, because that actually can be dangerous. But you want to have flexibility that is appropriate to the activities that you're doing. And 2 reasons. The first one is so that you can do those activities well. But the second one, and this is really important, it's you lower your risk of injury through the ability of your muscles being able to move the way they need to easily. Particularly as a form of startup and cooling down. Those things are very important and can assist with that. So that's really what my first part of the definition of health is, your physical health in those 4 aspects. The second one is your recovery. So you do all of these physical activities, you've got to be able to repair. For activities like bodybuilding and for weight training, the repair is especially important because that's where all your development happens. All the growth happens when you're asleep and your muscles repair. So for me, the recovery covers your muscle recovery, It covers your joint recovery as appropriate. And it also covers for what I'm going to call your sleep. And I've got to be honest, sleep was a really important one for me. I had a young child and now I've got 2 children. Being aware of your sleep and knowing the impact it has on you is just so important to your overall health. So for recovery, there's things like stretching, foam rolling. All of these things are really good for helping your muscular. You can also do ice baths and things like that, and they can assist with your joint recovery as well. So particularly when you're doing weights or you're doing a high impact sport, joint recovery is just as important as your muscle recovery. That can include some low impact movements to help lubricate your joints, but also just specific, I suppose, hot and cold treatment, not only on your muscles but on your joints to assist them in healing as well. And the sleep one's really important too. So for me, sleep was more about monitoring and awareness. You're not always going to get good sleep. We have crazy lives and we all do lots of things. But what you can do is just be aware of the sleep that you're getting, know when it's not enough, and take the right actions to make it better. So for me, becoming aware of your sleep and managing your sleep is a really important part and step of overall health. I think the other one that then comes into play is really, and for me it was an important one too because of the type of work that I do, was about stress management and relaxation. Now for me, I'm in a reasonably high pressure job. I deal with a lot of accountabilities, and because I work in delivery, be it project delivery or change delivery, a lot of things go wrong a lot of the time. It's just the nature of the beast. So one of the things that's really important with that is the management of stress. There's lots of things you can do. A lot of the time it's about finding what's right for you. It may be you do an activity that switches your mind off. It may be you do things like meditation. Certainly I'll do more videos on this, and I'll talk about some of the things that I adopt as a mindset and some of the things that I do that help me, and hopefully they help you with that. But I think the ability to manage stress and to be able to relax is an important part of your overall health. And it's certainly proven just the negative effects that sustained stress and held stress can have on your health, and it translates to physical symptoms. So this is a really important part, and one that I recommend you take some time to focus on. And then the last one obviously is nutrition. A lot of people take this to lots of extremes. I don't. I love my food, and I think I always will. And that's okay, it's kind of me. It's not about wholesale change, and it's not about drastic change, although it can be if that's what interests you. So if you want to be a physique model, or if you want to be a natural bodybuilder, or whatever it is, and therefore your diet is a critical aspect of that, well then good on you, knock yourself out, and I hope you do really well. For me, nutrition was kind of like sleep. It's about being aware, it's about understanding what you're doing, and then just the subtle shifts that help you improve. They don't have to be big and wholesale, although lots of little steps over time become big steps, but it's just an awareness that'll help you make better choices and eat in a better way, and that can have a material impact on your overall health. Anyway, they're the 4 things that for me dictate health as I defined it and what I wanted to achieve. Hopefully they provide a way for you to think through what's right for you, and I strongly recommend it. Take the time to think through what are the aspects of your health you want to improve on, and write them down. And then once you've written them down, you can actually start to think of ways to do it. I'll take you through a bunch of videos on these too, the things that I've done and where I'm at, because I'm still going. I'm not done, but hopefully it's a great starting point, and hopefully it helps you in figuring out what health is for you and how you start your journey. Okay, my name's Matthew. This is SimpleFit. I'll see you next time. Bye.